Hi everybody, I'm Brad with Big Family Homestead. In today's video, I'm going to show you, well, my wife and I will show you how to make a super easy, basic soap. So let's get to it. Now, for a long time, we had not jumped into the soap making world because we thought that it might be difficult or dangerous or any combo of those things. And I'm here to tell you, it's not hard at all. And it's a skill that you should know how to do in case you just want to maybe make a little extra cash, or you want to have that skill of knowing how to make the soap on your own or save money. It saves us a ton of money. And it's just a great skill that you need to know how to do. So today I'm going to show you how to make, well, my wife and I, once again, geez, oh Pete's, get it straight, Brad. My wife and I are going to show you how to make the most basic soap. It's so easy. It's literally 3 ingredients. I know that there are people that make survival soap that is out there that you literally take wood ash, pot ash, and make it into soap. That is not this. This is super basic, easy soap. You only need really 3 things: water, lye, and a fat. And that's it. It's just getting your stuff right. And we're gonna show you how to do that right now. So here we go. All right, so stuff we're gonna need to make this very basic soap. The ingredients are super simple. There's 3 ingredients. You're going to need 8 ounces of filtered water. And for our fat, we're actually going to use 22 ounces of coconut oil. We like the coconut oil for a lot of different reasons. One is it's very good for your skin, and it has a very low melting point, so it's easy to use. And for the lye, which is also called sodium hydroxide for those techno people out there, it is 2.8 ounces. You need some gloves. Lye, when the chemical reaction is going to happen, it's going to get very hot and it can burn you. So you've got to be careful. So we use the rubber gloves. Okay, now one other thing that's very important, the pot that you're going to make it in, you need to make it stainless steel. And you can use other materials, but I do not recommend it. No. Glass can actually, the heat difference when the chemical reaction is happening can cause your glass to break. Aluminum will actually have a chemical reaction. It starts to melt and degrade, and it's bad all the way around. So I just recommend that you use stainless steel. Old Faithful works every time. One other thing, now we use a basic wooden spoon to stir with. You can make the entire soap recipe with just this, but if you get one of these stick blenders, this is going to help you so much when it comes to the process of saponification that I will show you, well, my wife and I, once again, get it right, Brad, that we'll show you later. But this helps saponify and get what's called trace much faster. All right, one last thing that I nearly forgot, and it would have been kind of funny if we were filming and I'm running around looking for this crucial item. And that's something to put your soap in, dummy. So we got these little trays that were only $1. We got them at the dollar store, and it's a mold. You're gonna pour your soap in here. Kind of important to have something to put your soap in. Jeez. So here's my lovely waif of a wife. She's so delightful. And she's really irritated with me right now. We're gonna make soap, aren't we?
Yep.
So she's gloved up, ready to rock. Okay, first things first, what are we doing?
Gotta melt the oil.
Gonna melt some oil.
Gotta melt the oil. Has to get to at least 100 degrees.
100 degrees, yep. Melting the oil, aye, sir.
Yep.
Here we go. Okay, our coconut oil is nearly melted. And one note on the fat, this is our fat in the recipe. And basically you can use any old kind of oil you want. You can use vegetable oil, you could use fat. For hunters out there who process animals, you can render that fat and make soap with it. It can be anything, just need the fat, like me. All right, now our fat, our coconut oil is completely melted and it's 100 degrees. You just don't want it to go over 120 degrees for the next process where we're gonna go ahead and mix it up. All right, one precaution when you're dealing with lye. It can burn you, right? We all know this. Well, here is the quick way to kill that burn. If you get some of it on you and it's burning you, this right here, bang, regular old vinegar. Pour this onto that burn, onto the lye, and it will stop the burn. It's just helpful to keep it around when you're making this stuff. Good tip. All right, next up we're gonna go ahead and put our water into our pot, and then we are gonna add our lye. And this is an important, an important process because you don't want the lye to just have a chemical reaction too quick. You don't want it to splash up on you. So in goes the lye. Notice the gloves. You're very, very careful. Now what's gonna happen is this is gonna heat up. The chemical reaction when the lye and the water come together, it's gonna heat up. Now it's also very, very important that you're doing this in an area that is well ventilated, because it will give off gas that is nasty, nasty, nasty and can hurt your lungs badly. Do not breathe this. Okay, so now what we're doing is we're wanting to make sure that the lye is completely dissolved in the water, and we're gonna wait until the fumes, the gas is coming off, are done, and we want this to get down in temperature to about 120 degrees. Okay, so next up, we basically what we're trying to do is get the fat in our lye with the water at around the same temperature at 100 to 120 degrees. And the closer you get to the same temperature, the easier it will be for the saponification to happen, the actual making of soap chemically. So we're going to go ahead and put these two together. So the fat is going to go into the lye and the water. Very carefully. Extremely carefully. You splash that lye on you and it will burn you. All right, now we're mixing. What is going to happen now is, as that is agitated in its stainless steel pot, of course, because if we used aluminum, we'd be cotton-headed ninny-muggins, because I already told you, you can't use aluminum. But it's going to start to saponify, and what that's going to be is there's a chemical reaction that's happening, that all of those things are coming together, and it is no longer going to be fat and no longer going to be water and no longer going to be lye, all individual things. It's going to make one product of soap. Now what is also going to happen is, what we're looking for is it's going to start to thicken up on us, and that's going to cause what's called trace, where the viscosity of this, right now, this liquid is very runny, it's very water-like. It's going to start to thicken up, and it will make what's called trace, and that it kind of just, we'll show you what it is, but it makes it a little more gloopy and leaves kind of trails behind your spoon when you're mixing it. Now, in the interest of saving time, because we do have high-tech tools, like our blender, stick blender thingamabobber, we're gonna go ahead and ditch that wooden spoon. You can make the soap with just the wooden spoon, but this is gonna take a lot less time. Here we go. Yeah, you see it starting to change there? That is starting to saponify. Okay, now as my wife is over there blending hard away, right? Basically, I wanted to let you know that if you're doing this with a spoon, if you don't have a stick blender and you're doing it with a spoon, it does take a little bit of time, about 20 minutes in fact, but the stick blender really cuts that down to about 5. So there's your note. All right, so we've been going about 5 minutes, and I think you can see trace. You see how it's kind of leaving that mark? The viscosity of this stuff has changed, and it's like a thin pudding, like a thin pudding rather than a viscous liquid, a very liquidy, watery liquid. This is now almost soap, and I'll tell you why it's almost soap right after we pour it into our mold. In you go, soap, or almost soap, and I'll tell you why in a sec. All right, people, so what we have worked and strived and labored and slaved for whatever that was, 5 minutes or whatever, is almost soap. Almost soap. And why is it almost soap? Because it's not soap until the chemical process is complete, and that includes curing. It has to have time to cure. Now what you're gonna do, is you're gonna take that mold and you're gonna set it somewhere for 24 hours and you're just gonna leave it alone. Not gonna mess with it. 24 hours, you're gonna pop it out of your mold, and you can cut it up at that point if you like, which is really wise, because if you let it cure all the way, it's hard to cut. So you're gonna cut it after 24 hours, then you're gonna leave it. It's still not soap. Don't use it. It's still not soap. Basically gonna leave it for about 30 days to completely cure, dry, yada yada, yippee skippy, and then you have made soap. One other thing too. That little recipe that we made, all that stuff, it makes about 2 pounds of soap. So pretty cool, pretty easy. Just about anybody can do it if you've, you know, got normal facilities and whatnot, and you use proper precautions when it comes to dealing with chemicals like lye, because once again, they can burn you. All right, people, now this is soap that we made 30 days ago, and check it out. Soap, 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 soap. So there it is, soap demystified, defunkified, defied. So there you go. It's not hard to do. It's something you really should know how to do skill-wise, you know, in case there's an emergency or whatever and you can't get soap for a long-term situation, or if you want to make extra money, put some money in the pocket, making money for your family, saving the dough. Anyway, please, 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 please share this video. Like, subscribe, you know the whole drill. I am Brad with Big Family Homestead, and you have an amazing day.